Good morning and welcome to episode 1420 of Hard Factor. It is Friday, March 15th, 2024. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80-ish% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Everything you need to know in 40 minutes or less-ish. But if you need more, go to patreon.com/hardfactor. Today, Wes has the science behind the Sunday scaries to tell us about.
Yeah. Being the resident alcoholic, figured I'd tell you maybe sometimes understanding something can help you deal with it better, right? So I'm going to tell you what's going on.
Oh, great. This is one of those things where the sober guy makes fun of the people that have drinking problems now. Things going wrong. I get it.
I've never made fun of you guys.
Well, not to our face.
Not till today.
Yeah, not today.
I can today. Sure.
Right. You've earned the right. And to Wes's point, knowledge is power, right?
Right.
So
right.
The more you know, the less Sunday scaries you have, right?
Right. Yes.
I had the Thursday scares today because I decided to drink last night.
Yeah, I'll get you.
Big Fudge says, let's go to that in the live comments. Mark's got the Titanic II, a ship for some reason. Why would you?
Titanic II, this time everyone dies, including the women and children.
Finishing the job.
Yeah.
Men first.
The GameCube controller couldn't finish all the way. And also you've got some important PornHub updates for us, right? So
not good news.
Oh, bad ones. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Bad updates on that. Okay. And I've got all of the latest rocket news. A lot of rocket news this week. I got the one you're thinking about. I've also got some ones you didn't know existed, and you're going to want to stick around to find out, because rockets, I don't know if you guys know this. They have multiple meanings, right? A rocket can be like a rocket, and it can be some other things too. So
it can be a dog dick.
It could be that. I don't have those, luckily.
Yeah. Good.
So
Roger Clemens,
the rocket, he was pitching again this week. We didn't mention that, but yeah, or last week.
Where in Asia?
No, well, I don't know. He was in a big yellow.
Was he throwing baseballs at trans kids?
He wanted to, probably. He was dressed like a banana. That's all I know. Was that he had like a full yellow, full yellow uniform.
Nice.
Oh, good for him.
Pulling an Ichiro and beating up on young people.
Ichiro and the Rocket have a lot in common.
Yeah.
Besides the steroids, Ichiro's too honorable for that. But the love of baseball for sure.
Competition. Yeah.
Baseball and competition.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Do you know who you're with? 3 Factor, yeah. And this is real news.
Ooh.
I don't know if I mentioned on the pod. If you're new to the pod, I'm an alcoholic. I've got almost 3 years sobriety under my belt.
Way go, Wes.
Yeah.
Supposed to say your name first. Like, hi, I'm Wes.
Hi, my name is Wes, and I'm an alcoholic.
Thank you.
That's true. And don't get me wrong. If you happen to forget, I'll remind you in about 3 months when that happens. And honestly, one of the main ways I stay sober is remembering the very first step of AA, which is we admitted we were powerless over alcohol and that our lives had become unmanageable. That's the only step I really need.
Right.
Second, I forget. Yeah. Second, you forget that. For me personally, I'm fucked. I also stay sober by remembering how I felt after a night of excessive boozing. Sure, the headaches were terrible. The misunderstood jokes I said to friends or their wives weren't great. I miss out on beach vacations because of some of those jokes.
Rollover minutes, jokes will catch up with you eventually.
They'll get you.
Yeah, because you're just still zinging from the night before.
That's right.
And everybody else isn't there yet at 11 a.m. And you're.
Rollover Will is my favorite version of Will.
How come the first step isn't do not drink?
Well, it's not that simple.
No, I know.
Right, because you got to get to the psychology to not to
do
get
not
there
drink an exclamation point. Well, then you can explain it. I'm just saying that should be number one. Then you can explain why afterwards. But simply put,
exactly.
Step one,
that is the main thing.
Yeah,
every day,
for sure.
Don't drink.
For sure.
And I also have pictures like this on my phone, which I took at my worst. That's
Are you crying or laughing?
I'm crying. 1:50 a.m. May 23rd, right before I went to the rehab, just crying my eyes out, distraught.
Yeah.
Oh
that's
no.
That's a picture of a man that needs to go to rehab.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
rehab guy.
you took care of the problem, Wes. So,
Yes.
Yeah,
so,
admirably.
more power to you.
Yes.
Thank you. That's what the whole reason for this whole segment is for
Yes.
compliments.
Yes.
But one of the worst things was the crippling anxiety that many of us feel after a nice bender. The Sunday scaries, as it's referred to.
Yep.
It's part of the cycle, right? The guilt, the regret, and the only cure for which was, of course, another 5 or 6 cold, refreshing, delicious, crisp Miller Lights.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hair of the dog.
Right.
Yeah.
But what exactly are those?
I'm just gonna do 3 to get myself back.
Yeah, and then
then-
12 more, and then yeah. Look, I need to do this because I need I don't feel good, so I
That's
need
right.
to do at least 6.
That's right. That's right. But what happens in our brains? I mean, obviously, the withdrawal from booze makes you feel like shit. You don't feel great. Your brain can start to mess with you. But understanding the actual science behind the Sunday scaries might help you take the edge off next time. Kind of like learning some breathing techniques and understanding what's happening to your body during a panic attack. Sometimes that stuff can help, right? So I'm here to educate all you degenerates on what is going on in your brain when you feel like nobody loves you after a night of hard boozing, right? As the New York Post article by Brooke Cato points out, isn't it ironic that the liquid courage that neutralizes self-doubt while socializing can leave you with even more anxiety and fear the next day, even in those who don't normally have generalized anxiety. So first, the information I'm going to push on you comes from neuropsychopharmacologist David Nutt. Dr. Nutt, who specializes in alcohol's effects at the Imperial College in London. It all revolves around a neurotransmitter in the brain called gamma aminobutyric acid, or GABA. Okay, so normal amounts of GABA act as a calming effect in the central nervous system, therefore reduces stress, anxiety, what you normally have in your body. It produces it naturally, easing you to say those hilarious jokes that some people hate that get you banned from beach trips, right?
Right.
Yeah. But
sorry, the GABA's flowing. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got the gift of GABA, you do.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no beach for you. But because alcohol also binds to the same proteins GABA interferes with, it temporarily has the same effect and causes GABA to deplete. According to Yale School of Medicine, ever heard of it? Professor and director of the Addiction Recovery Clinic, Stephen Holt, quote, "This is why people feel more relaxed and disinhibited, and their racing thoughts reduce when they drink. Alcohol's sedative effects are also a result of its effects on the brain chemical glutamate, which is a stimulatory neurotransmitter that boosts energy. So, you're up and you're feeling good, and then you get banned from the beach, right?
Right.
The increase in
hangover after that, so it's like double whammy.
Right. The increase in GABA activity while you're drinking diminishes the effects of glutamate, prompting the brain to produce more of the chemical and create an overabundance.
Oh no!
They leave boozers with even more anxiety when alcohol leaves their system. But
I know that because when I'm hungover, I will cry at the end of any cartoon, even like Air Force One, the movie Air Force One. It'll send me into tears if I'm hungover.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
anything.
The main thing is that alcohol mimics the effects of GABA, so the body produces less of it. It's like, hey, you've got enough GABA. We're going to stop producing this. And then the next day you don't have enough GABA and you
this
get
to
anxious.
me sounds similar to doing either like cocaine or ecstasy with dopamine, right?
Exactly.
It's the same process. You have too much dopamine and the body doesn't produce enough, and then you feel like shit.
Exactly. What's fucked up is that if you drink alcohol every day, you're towards like the end of the day, your GABA is naturally lower, and so your brain is basically making you feel anxious. So it's telling you, hey, what might make you calm down? A nice Tito's on the rocks, something like that, right? So your brain is just, with alcoholism, any kind of alcoholism, it's just basically trying to fuck you any way it can. Yeah,
I think certain strands of weed destroy my GABA too.
Yeah, good.
It's possible. It's possible. Yeah, I mean, your brain is looking for the GABA again, and it knows that it can re-GABA if you just start boozing.
That's right. I don't know if there's any kind of GABA supplements you can buy, but you might want to look into it. Also, alcohol is a poison, and its breakdown in the liver results in acetaldehyde. And that's a carcinogen that can give you the headache, the upset stomach, and then when you don't feel good, you start to get anxious, and it's anxiety inducing because your body is just recovering from being poisoned.
Then you have anxious diarrhea while crying to Air Force One on the tablet on the toilet.
Oh,
that's right.
You can get GABA capsules, my friend, for $17.96.
There you go. See, this is the whole
GABA
point.
pills. Yeah.
Now you know what you need to order right now.
Liquid IVs and GABA pills, and you're back. You're back, baby.
Yeah. So get yourself some GABA pills, and you'll be okay. But that's the kind of science behind it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also DMs are always open if you are struggling. Hit me up. Happy to help.
I'm such a pussy. I used to be a very good drinker, and now with losing weight and drinking less, I have aged like overnight, and I am lightweight, and I'm a little bitch the next day. And,
was it because you're not eating? Just you don't have the base?
Yeah, probably that whole pyloric valve. The other thing is you got to have that pyloric valve closed. Because
you know how I'm getting old?
Right down in.
How I know I'm getting old is like now, if you ask me like what I want to drink, I'll be like, oh, I'll take a red wine. Right. And that's honestly like what I want. I would have never thought that as a child.
Our heyday is over.
I mean, I started drinking as a child, so yes,
right.
as a youth.
I mean, back 5 years before that cry picture of Wes, we were the kings. Yeah,
right.
Oh yeah, couldn't touch us. But that's good to know. I didn't.
Popping bubbly. Yeah.
Get yourself some if you're gonna drink and have a good time, by all means. But if you are wanting to jump off a building on Sunday, get yourself some GABA supplements and you might feel better. So also it's just your brain, it'll pass. And that's that.
Live commenter Hank Elliott on Facebook says that his brain wanted him to switch to Bud Light, so he just quit drinking. So that's how he tricked himself into that. And then Big Fudge says, "Fuck, I need a drink after that." But maybe Big Fudge, you could just take a GABA,
Yeah.
Try it. Hey, try it. If you're a normie, enjoy all the booze you want. This podcast is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms. Okay. So they've got great products all built into the platform, like an online store where you can sell your products. Whether you sell physical, digital, or service products, Squarespace has the tools you need to start selling online. They also have an amazing asset library. You upload, organize, access all your content from one place. With the new asset library, you're able to manage all your files from one central hub and then use them across the Squarespace platform. So upload your photos, upload pictures of your products, and just drag them around. And it's super easy and very intuitive to use the platform.
Anybody listening could make a Squarespace website. We could even do it. That's
it's great. Get started with one of their professional website templates too, with designs for every category in use. You're starting out with a beautiful website. You just make it your own. You customize your look, update content, add features to fit your unique needs. You can make any Squarespace template do what you want, so your idea, brand, or business stands out online on every device. So head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to www.squarespace.com/HARDFACTOR to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's www.squarespace.com/HARDFACTOR. Save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain using code HARDFACTOR.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Hey, I've got good news for rich people that have a death wish. You don't need to take a submarine that will implode to see the Titanic. Instead, you can just wait 3 years to take a trip on sea level aboard the much superior Titanic II that Australian mining tycoon Clive Palmer is building. The Titanic II.
Oh, wow. So a guy who looks like a fatter Jay Leno is going to put together a Titanic that actually works this time.
Yep, nothing's going to go wrong with Clive Palmer.
It does look like Leno.
Yeah, it's like a dead ringer.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Hindenburg too.
Fat Jay Leno's trying to kill everyone. It's gonna
too.
yeah, it's gonna be much bigger, much bigger. Because if you think about it, the Titanic was kind of a bitch. Yeah, it was the biggest at the time, but we have cruise ships a couple 100 feet bigger than the Titanic now. So the Titanic II is gonna be much bigger. All right, first of all, and also it's gonna have way less lifeboats than the regular Titanic. Because they're cocky over there at the Titanic.
They're confident. Yeah.
You don't need.
Is it going to have peasants in the bottom of the ship too?
Absolutely, because what do rich people like? To see peasants beneath them?
Deckhands. Yeah. Yep.
Perfect.
How many deckhands can I get to wait on me at a single time? Is what the
raggedy like corduroy clothes or whatever, like felt clothes. Yeah.
It's got to have like a jail door leading to the peasant. It's like in the movie.
A bunch of jacks.
Mark,
yeah.
Is this thing, you said it's going to be big? Is this thing going to be
big? Bigger
than the New Royal Caribbean, like Party on the Seas or whatever?
Don't even mention it in the same breath. It's going to be huge. It's going to be so big that Palmer is having trouble finding a shipyard that will build it. So that's the biggest hurdle right now, is no one's volunteered to start building this colossus disaster waiting to happen. But he thinks he's gonna get past that, because he gave a speech saying, "Hey, it's on, and we got investors, and I'm a multi-billionaire, and it's on, and we think it's going to launch in 2027. Once we find that shipyard, that'll build us a 1,500-foot ship or whatever the fuck it's going to be." Yeah.
Okay.
That seems like a quick build. That'd be cutting some corners.
Well,
right, for the Titanic II, you don't want to rush that, do you, Wes?
Right. No,
you absolutely want to rush that. That's what they're planning on doing.
Even bigger results than Titanic 1.
Yeah, because so he held a press conference at the Sydney Opera House on Wednesday, and he unveiled the current designs. He said it's going to be far superior than the original, which is not saying much, as an iceberg took the OG out and made it look like this, while half the passengers were freezing to death in the water. So yeah, I hope it's a little bit superior to the Titanic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense at all. What's up with rich people being obsessed with the Titanic? Because like you said, there was the Titan sub. That was just a bunch of rich people who wanted to like go down and see the Titanic. And then now they're actually want to make a second Titanic.
Maybe it's because like that was the rich person ship, and it's been such a joke for the past, however many decades. So it's like a black eye for rich people.
They got to get it back.
They got to get it back. Like that, the Titanic was like the most fuck you to poor people of all time, and it backfired. So now they need a new fuck you. Right. Yeah. They said it's going to be luxury out the yin yang.
Of course, you got to rebuild it bigger, better, stronger.
Right? Grand pianos everywhere till the eyes can see. Piano. It's going to be great.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah. Get your tickets now.
It took 900 days to build the icon of the seas, which I guess is the
2.5 years. Over 2.5
That's the
years.
one. That's the one I was talking about. Icon of the seas, West. Yeah, thanks.
Right.
Yeah, so 900
days.
Get
started like now.
Right. And then I'm assuming you have to test it, right? You have to put it in the water, make sure it floats.
Get it into production. Put it in the farthest northern.
So you just drop it straight in the water from the shipyard.
Northern sea as you can during winter.
Pick up the passengers and head for the icebergs.
Yep. Winter 2027 to the Bering Sea. Or
I was gonna say, if they start now, they can launch it right before the anniversary of the original sinking of April 14th.
Yeah, they should just do it on the actual.
They should
launch it the same day the Titanic launched.
They should go to the same spot.
Same spot. Yeah.
They probably should. I mean, if they want to pay homage to the reason they're doing it, which is to honor the most famous sunken ship of all time with a ship ride.
My grandpappy was on the Titanic, and he survived because he threw a woman and a child out of the way. That's why I'm here, and I'm building the Titanic too.
Guy's a madman. He's just going to lose all his money on this.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a lot of money though. So, I mean, I have a feeling people will buy tickets to the Titanic too.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It's like Firefest for rich people.
Exactly. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't sink.
Richer people.
We're making jokes. We don't want people to die.
It'll be quite the affair when it launches.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that's
see, we got to have a Titanic too. See, stick it to the poor. See,
should be waving from the pier.
Yeah. I'd like to offer invites to all the surviving family members of the dead from the Titanic to have a free trip Finish the job. All right. This next one was sent to me by 3 people via text today, including my wife, which is hilarious. It was all the talk in our Discord as well. Texas is down bad, guys. First, they took away women's right to choose. Who cares? But today, they really crossed the line when they took away men's right to masturbate to free internet porn. What the fuck, Greg Abbott? Yeah. Okay.
He did this?
Yeah. If you tried to log into PornHub today, you got this message, which Wes posted in the Discord. I don't know if you tried to log into PornHub today.
I did only after I saw. I don't use PornHub anymore.
That was some testing. That was some
that was some testing.
Quality control.
Basically says like, dear user, you fucking loser, blah 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 blah. Greg Abbott in Texas instituted some sort of age verification law where you have to like upload a driver's license or something, and we're not playing that game. So fuck you, Texas residents. We're out. We're out. And
it's fair.
Thank Greg Abbott for it.
So they were like, the governor demanded we do a bunch of extra coding and fuck that noise. So no more.
I think Virginia had this problem recently, and maybe a couple other states, probably Oklahoma,
Utah, something like that.
So PornHub's out in like 5 or 6 states. I don't know if this is because Governor Abbott himself can't get an erection or what, but this is terrible.
Yeah,
they say you can still get a boner if you're in a wheelchair. That's what I've heard.
I mean, this would lead me to believe he can't.
If the Stephen Hawking thing taught me anything, both the Epstein Island discoveries and the movie about him, I think he still can.
Yeah. Well,
but he can afford escorts and whatnot, courtesans. So he doesn't need it.
Yeah. Joke's on you, PornHub. Like Wes said, there's other sites out there.
There's plenty.
Yeah.
They're still kicking in
okay.
Texas.
What's that?
Done the testing, Wes?
I did. I made sure that my favorite was still kicking today, and it is.
They're still around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just PornHub.
Good.
Yeah, it was a sigh of relief that could be heard throughout the neighborhood.
So many guys with raging hard-ons got so disappointed when they tried to log into PornHub today and got that message. What the hell? Yeah.
It would throw me for a loop. It's my main site.
I'm just going to jerk off to this message because I'm ready to go.
Right. How many guys did bust to that message?
Probably
a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
In protest.
I'm already too close
on the screen.
Fuck it. It says porn at the top. Yeah. All right. Anyways, thanks, Greg Abbott. Tax season's here. That's also bad, which means more paperwork and more headaches for your business of one. But you don't have to handle it alone this year. Let Collective take care of all your tax and accounting needs and see how you could save thousands with an S Corp. If your business of one is an LLC and you're tired of the high tax bills, it's time you speak to Collective's tax experts before the IRS deadline of March 31st to see if an S Corp is right for you. So that's coming up. Couple weeks. Get in there. You can like backdate it to January 1st, and you can get an S Corp for 2024, but you only got a couple weeks. Collective is the all-in-one financial solution for self-employed entrepreneurs that specialize in S Corp election. Let Collective handle your taxes, bookkeeping, and payroll for a fraction of the cost of a CPA. And if your business of one is making at least $60,000 in profit annually, then you could be missing out on thousands in tax savings every year. With Collective, the S Corp tax election is saving its members an average of 10,000 big ones, $10,000 per year, but don't wait to elect. Cause like I said, you want to get that January 1st thing going on. You need to do it by March 31st. Right now, Collective is waiving the onboarding fee when you go to collective.com/HARDFACTOR and tell them HARDFACTOR sent you. That's $199 value waived and a full year of S Corp savings. You know, that 10,000 I mentioned when you go to collective.com/HARDFACTOR and tell them HARDFACTOR send you. So go there, collective.com/HARDFACTOR. Tell them we sent you.
Do it. Hey, you guys know what else is a better investment than a ticket to the Titanic II?
What's that?
Gold.
You're right, Mark. Gold, solid gold, actual gold. You could feel it with your hands and look at it. It's beautiful. Few investments make a better long-term hedge against inflation, depression, and economic downturns than precious metals like gold and silver. Plan for the inevitable and protect your retirement savings with a gold-backed IRA from Noble Gold Investments. Noble Gold Investments is the gold IRA company that Americans trust. The founders of Noble Gold have more than 20 years of combined experience in buying gold and silver. They've secured more than $1 billion in precious metals for their clients. Pretty big. The government can always print more cash, but they can't print more gold, at least not yet. So this product is a great way to diversify your savings beyond just dollars, cryptos, and stocks. Gold spikes in value constantly, and you can take advantage of that by either getting the gold-backed IRA I mentioned earlier, or you can have Noble Gold shipped straight to your home, straight up gold. Invest in something you can hold. Okay, go to noblegoldinvestments.com/hardfactor to get started. Don't wait. That's noblegoldinvestments.com/hardfactor. Get the gold.
Hell yeah. Real quick, Big Fudge. Oh, Big Fudge. So naive. He's saying in Virginia there's zero porn, no PornHub, no Bang Bros, no Bang Bus or whatever. Oh, Big Fudge. Naive Big Fudge. There's so many sites you could go to. There's, X videos, UJIS,
Big Fudge,
WeJIS, TheyJIS, RedTube.
Don't give out all of them right now, Mark.
XXX,
Don't give out all of them right now.
I
Big
mean,
Fudge, DM Mark in the Discord server.
Yeah,
He can give you a full list, a full report. And he can do that because he is a member at patreon.com/hardfactor. He can chat with us off hours anytime he wants.
Poor naive Big Fudge.
Yeah. So if you guys want to do that with us and learn all the sites, go to patreon.com/hardfactor. Okay. Before we finish it out with all the latest rocket news, of which there's a ton, a couple other updates. Bernie Sanders is pushing for a 32-hour work week, which is sweet. Right, because then you could have 2 full-time jobs and maybe pay all your bills.
Yeah, I mean that is the point of the bill, right? To get it down to 32 hours so you can work your second job more.
You can do 64.
Right.
Yeah.
I like it though, Bernie. I hope it works.
Yeah. I mean, it would be less work if you only needed the one job. Plus, with inflation, maybe you need the 2.
More time to get that side gig going. I mean, all the studies say 4-day work weeks very productive.
Yeah,
true.
I doubt it'll happen in the US, but it's UK.
I think those studies are mostly about 410s, right? But yeah, I don't know.
I think this would be right. It might be 410s, but 4-day work weeks in general. Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
He's got a point. I think people should hear him out. Also, Mark Coleman, the Hammer. If you ever watched early UFC, he's recovering after saving, I think it's his family and a dog. His dog, maybe from.
I don't think he got the dog. He saved his parents' lives, and then he went back for the dog and collapsed.
Tried to get the dog. Yeah, but he was like fucking out in the hospital, and he's back though. He's coming back. So you can't kill the Hammer. Yeah.
No, he's a beast.
No, fucking animal. Mark Coleman. Look him up if you haven't. If you're a UFC fan. And you know what you need a hammer to build?
Houses.
Rockets. Lots of stuff. But rockets, Wes. You're right. Lots of rocket news this week. As I've been saying.
Expensive hammers, from what I understand.
Super expensive.
Woo.
Yeah. Yep. And then they can even overcharge it. Like I'm sure, Anyways, expense reports and whatnot. First up with rocket news, over in China, their space agency is developing a giant electromagnetic railgun that plans to launch hypersonic planes larger than Boeing 737s, hopefully built better, directly into space at twice the speed of sound. So that
don't disintegrate on launch.
Well, hopefully not with the people in there, and hopefully they test that out. But the project, Wes, is named Tengyun, and it's been active since 2016. And obviously, if successful, the goal of this project is to greatly reduce the fuel costs for China's space exploration program. Because if we've done one of these in the United States before, where we launched just a small rocket through like a centrifuge, electromagnetic centrifuge, and shot it up into space. You don't need fuel, obviously, or a lot less fuel, right? Because you're already shooting it up after the spin. So China wants to do that with their entire space program. So.
Anyone tell Japan about this? Didn't they just have a rocket blow up seconds?
Oh, don't worry, Mark. We're gonna see Japan's latest in a second here.
Anyone tell Japan about this whole centrifuge thing?
Yeah.
Right.
They should, because Japan is struggling.
Highest IQ's my ass.
Well, is that Singapore though, or is it Japan?
No, Japan highest IQs per country by like 10 points.
Singapore is just most educated,
snobbiest.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what it is. But if this rocket section is going to make you feel pretty good as an American, because over here in America, where we do know how to do the electromagnetic spin, but we also pump more gas than anyone else in the world on Earth thanks to President Biden. That just happened recently. We're officially the biggest gas producer. Way to go, Biden. You finally did it. I know that was one of his main goals. And so we're already launching spaceships, all gas, no brakes, up into space. And we just sent another SpaceX Starship up there into space on Thursday. And take a gander at this launch, fellas.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
South Padre Island.
Man, everyone's getting hammered. Spring break in South Padre.
Damn right, buddy.
The GABA is flowing. That is.
Oh yeah, people are just on the beach, pounded beers, watching that fucking thing launch into space. It's beautiful, honestly. That's one of the coolest rocket launches I've ever seen.
That was awesome.
And it had the Starship attached, like amazing. And they say the third time's the charm, and it certainly was for the SpaceX Starship. Spring breakers, like Mark pointed out, on South Padre Island, Texas, got to see the Starship light up the sky and reach orbital speeds for the first time. It didn't, the rocket and the ship didn't go down on their planned splashdown. So, but it doesn't matter. They got fast enough to get into space, and so it's the best test they've had so far with the SpaceX Starship, the thing that's supposed to take us, to the moon and then eventually, well, to Mars. Really, I think they're saying the Artemis SLS system is the one that's going to the moon. But dude, if this thing can go to Mars before that thing can go to the moon, it's probably going to take us to both, right? So
a lot of accidental kids conceived after. I mean, what gets you more horned up than a rocket launch? That was just,
dude.
Haven't they had so this
goodness.
Is just a bigger version of what they've already succeeded at over at SpaceX.
Well, yeah, this is the full Starship. It's got the biggest rocket, the Falcon, like billion or whatever, plus the Starship on top. This is the ship that's supposed to eventually take, the space age NASA to Mars.
Don't even need PornHub anymore. I'm just going to get that video from the StreamYard.
Right. I mean, well, to your point, Mark, that's like the Blue Angels on steroids. Like if you're down there,
phallic looking thing just shooting straight in the air, and you're hammered next to a girl in a bikini.
Woo!
Try to time it.
Yeah.
Babe, let's have kids and then join the Mars colony. That's a line that would probably work that day. One step closer to joining Elon's indentured servitude colony on Mars for all of us. So it's a positive for some, a negative for others, maybe. But people could eventually go to Mars on that thing. And you could say that Starship test went just a little bit better than Japan's space team's latest launch this week with Space One's Kairos rocket. And this is what Mark was referring to.
I mean, I thought it was North Korea when I saw the video. It's embarrassing.
Japanese don't like to hear that. But it sure was embarrassing, Mark. Let's check it out. Oh, it's launching.
Oh, that didn't get far.
Oh,
oh my God.
I don't know.
No! And then you see it explodes right after takeoff, and then just crashes back down on the launch pad.
That was unmanned, right? We're not laughing at guys getting blown up, right?
No, unmanned. All these are unmanned.
Yeah. Good.
So, there was no people in there.
What a fucking fail.
Big time fail. Very sad for Japan, who also just destroyed their moon lander upon arrival to the moon. So they're just down bad in the space world over there.
Man, what are they doing over there in Japan? They're really letting themselves go.
Yeah. Highest IQ. It's Japan, then Taiwan, then Singapore. But
live commenter Chris Slates points out much dishonor on that launch. Yes.
Much dishonor. Yes.
All those scientists must have stabbed themselves right after that.
Yep. Yeah. The head scientist for sure had to do it.
That's how they resign, Wes. They hand them a resignation.
Ooh. All right, and Mark, you were right. Top IQ is Japan. Producer Eric, thank you for this information. The average IQ in Japan is 106.48. The average IQ in Taiwan, 106.47, right on their heels. And then Singapore ringing in at a lowly 105.89.
We are, let's see where we are.
We're like at 69. 69, right? For USA, I'd say.
I hope we're in the 90s at least.
We are 29th at 97.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So they got 9 points on us.
That's about right.
Yeah. One last request, Wes, from Chris with the much dishonor. He says, Wes, can you say, you bring me much dishonor?
You bring me much dishonor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the space program did with that Space One's Kairos rocket launch over there in Japan. All right.
Yeah.
And we have one more rocket crash to talk about this week, guys. And as I said at the top, a rocket isn't always a spaceship or, a fuel-filled thing going fast up into the air. Sometimes it can come in the form of a beautiful and stacked sex worker, Cindy Pham, 27 years old in Australia.
It's a rocket.
That's a rocket. Yep. Yeah. She's a rocket for sure, right? So she was actually crashed into by a cyclist, a bicyclist, last month in Sydney while she was driving along South Dowling Street at about 3:30 a.m. And Cindy was in between clients. Okay, so she's a sex worker. She's a rocket sex worker trying to get from one client to the next, 3:30 a.m. And this bicyclist just slams into her car.
She was crashed into by 20 male bicyclists.
Well, one 29-year-old bicyclist.
What the hell is he doing at 3:30 a.m.?
Fucking up, man. Fucking up. Because not only is he still in the hospital, Wes, Cindy, who really did nothing wrong, still got arrested, obviously, after the crash happened. And sadly for her, she was intoxicated. Okay.
Oh.
And so the 29-year-old who crashed into her car, he's still in the hospital. Cindy doesn't do anything wrong. She just gets crashed into.
We got to pitch in and get her out.
Yeah, so she's got a DUI now, guys. So she gets a DUI for doing nothing. Okay. And this guy, unfortunately, is still in the hospital. It's just a tragedy almost. But
I don't like when people drive drunk, but I like it a little more when it's her.
Right. Oh, for sure. And also, listen to this, Mark. She's a good drunk driver. By the way, her BAC was 0.08. So,
just enough to be able to suck cock.
Yeah, take the edge off, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Get that GABA flowing, ready to suck some cock.
Yeah. Escorts need to come on.
Yeah, you got to supplement the GABA somehow. Sometimes it's a martini, sometimes it's the pills. But the good news here, there's a little bit of a silver lining to this storm cloud because Cindy, a nearby dash cam actually filmed the cyclist driving directly into the path of Cindy's car. So she's not in trouble for anything else. No manslaughter, no nothing there, but she did get the Dewey.
30 guys filming her.
Right. Yeah, probably. Oh, wow. You see that?
Yeah.
And then And so
that cop got all horny slamming that door on her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
in the car.
She's a rocket for sure.
Rocket.
Yeah. And that cyclist accosted her car at 3:30 a.m. I'm upset he's still in the hospital, but I'm upset for everybody, really. So.
Well, back to the first guy you talked about today, Mark Coleman. Incredible documentary called The Smashing Machine, starring his buddy Mark Kerr, 2002, and he is in it a lot. If you like MMA, it's an old school MMA doc. Really
nice. Machine.
The Smashing Machine.
Smashing Machine.
Yeah.
I follow Dan Severn on Instagram. He's chopping it up with Coleman a lot.
Nice.
Now I don't follow Dan Severn because of his political beliefs. If anybody's listening, I just follow him because I actually went to his wrestling camp when I was a kid. So
yeah, he was one of the OGs.
He's a legend.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of
Don
grappling.
Fry, Dan Severn, Mark Coleman. Those are the OGs.
You guys got a grip on him. I'll tell you, Dan Severn has head control like you wouldn't believe. So don't even think about it.
Imagine like you've like gotten your first courage up to order a whore, and it's her, and she's on the way, and then you get a phone call saying that like I hit a cyclist. Oh my God, Jesus! What I would want to smother that cyclist.
Do you believe it, or you're like, I'm such a loser? She canceled on me.
Yeah, you would think you're a loser for sure.
A cyclist ran into you. Yeah, okay.
Divine intervention.
I'm a fucking loser.
Maybe you didn't need it, and it could help you. only get into the escort game if you really are certain you want to be there. But do get into patreon.com/hardfactor if you need more content, because we got 3 weekly bonus pods there. Let's go. Hive Hour, Florida Man Friday, all fresh. And you can get all the back episodes if you join at patreon.com/hardfactor. Plus, get in the Discord server, chat with us. Most importantly, get out there and have yourselves a great fucking weekend.